The idea was simple.
I've decided that in the next year I'm going to post 365 photos. One picture a day, taken and uploaded every day for the next year.
When I posted that reel on New Year's, I honestly had no idea how this was going to turn out. Whether I would actually end up finishing it or not. Then a few of my mates hopped on the idea, and the pressure to keep up, to make sure that I didn't miss a day, kind of was on. When I started, I hadn't had much photography or editing experience. I had dabbled my hand in it a few times, but nothing serious. So I was kind of learning everything a bit on my feet. Just take a photo. That was the rule. Most of the first pictures were average. Some downright terrible. Aside from the once-in-a-generation pic that happened to occur on the first day of the challenge, that is. And no, I still don't know how I managed to take that picture. At the start of the year, the weather was pretty nice, and the lighting managed to spark some inspiration. But, given that this is England, that was short-lived. Through the vast majority of February, the clouds did not abate, and this did make getting out inspired a bit of a drag. So I didn't bother. And the images did suffer greatly as a result. However, as we did head into the back end of February and into March, suddenly my spark and my inspiration came back. Mostly thanks to the weather being sunny again. And as a result, the quality of the pictures jumped through the roof. Gradually, my shots began to become more intentional. My framing and my composition was more accurate without having to go through and crop it in later. Around the middle of March, I also decided to take the plunge into the more complicated aspect of photography that, until this point, I had avoided. I started to shoot everything manual and made the switch on the editing side to shooting in RAW and then editing everything in Lightroom. It was thanks to this switch, however, and some shameless copying of an idea James had, that I discovered colour photography. And since then, I have never looked back. The discovery of this way of shooting completely changed the way I was looking at the scenes I was photographing, looking now specifically for colours and contrast. Shooting film as well was a huge step into the unknown for me that I started doing actually right at the start of this challenge. Initially on 120 film on an old Boulder fixed folding camera from the 1950s that I found at an antique store, and then later on 35mm when I got my Olympus OM1, which has since become my favourite camera to shoot on, much to my bank account's horror. What has been most interesting thus far is that very quickly it has become a habit to go out and take a picture, whereas at the start I really had to remember to go out and do it. Now I just do it without really thinking about it. And it has really retrained my brain into notice things around me which I would never in a million years have noticed before. Hopefully, it's all up for me, and that the pics just keep on getting better and better and better. Yes, there will definitely still be some extra eggs in there, but that's the joys of having to take a picture every single day. You have to get the good and the bad. See you in another 100 days.